In this video, we're going to talk about giving students feedback on their work in the online world. We will talk about best practices and give you some prescriptive techniques to get you growing. As we talk about prescriptive feedback, we're going to see that it includes personalizing your comments, expanding your online lesson with feed-forward elements, grading for mastery and asking the students open-ended questions, and providing evidence-based statements with positive corrections. When feedback consists of an impersonal set of performance standards, we're overlooking the essential goal of feedback, and that's to create positive and lasting improvement for our students. Prescriptive feedback is unique for each learner. We worry about who they are. We use their names, and we give evidence from the students' work so that they can improve. We give the students positive correction about their work. We ask them questions about it. And we make sure that what we give to them is relevant so that the student is engaged. I think we all want to know how our learning is going to affect our future. By using a technique called feed forward, you take what the students have already applied and add how they're going to apply that knowledge in the future. Not just in their assignments, but also in their life events. This makes it much more relevant for the students. Let's look at some non-examples of feedback. Have you ever written "good job" at the top of a paper? Well, what might that student be thinking? Well, what did I do good at? Everyone else got that same comment. I spent 2 hours on this and I only got a good job. I thought it was great. I think we could be writing some better feedback than that, and I'm sure you think so too. Here's another non-example, probably more seen in elementary school. Star, star. Well, that student's wondering, why did I only get 2 stars? How many stars was that out of? Do I need to get more stars? This is really not very specific, and it's hard to interpret. When we're giving feedback, we also need to watch the tone of that feedback. Here are 3 examples. The first one is punitive. Terry, there were 3 questions on the rubric you did not answer, and you did the same thing with the last assignment. When you don't read the assignment directions, I have to take points off. Mr. Dante. That's not very helpful. The next one is tone, bothered. Terry, where is your assignment? You forgot to upload. Again. Resubmit this so I can give you a grade. Mrs. Stubbs. And the last one is bossy. Terry, this was good overall, but there was no punctuation evident. You didn't follow the rubric and you didn't answer all of the questions. You can resubmit, Mrs. Pickens. None of those were very helpful, so that the student has no idea what to do to resubmit their assignment. I just love our new American Idol judges. When they want to say no, they get really creative. Like Lionel Richie might say, you have the confidence of a queen, or you have the makings of a diva. Luke Bryant says, play to your strengths and your weaknesses will disappear. Reach inside yourself and discover your passion. Keep going, you can do this. And Katy Perry says, I can help you find a way to dig deeper. We love everything about you. They really are careful not to destroy hopes and dreams by the way they give feedback, and we can use that as inspiration. We still need to correct the student, but we can find alternate language to giving negative feedback. We can be constructive, and we could use forward thinking. Let's look at a few facts about giving feedback. Fact, a majority of the feedback we give is in the form of a grade only. This forces students to work towards completion instead of mastery. They're not learning a lot. Fact, grading becomes daunting, a task that's loathed. Look at it as an extension of your lesson. Fact, the feedback that we give has strong effects on how students conduct themselves in our courses. They inherently want us to water their brains. Fact, giving thoughtful, meaningful, evidential feedback on student work allows students to develop into independent learners. And, most importantly, students who get prescriptive feedback are more likely to work harder to meet their instructor's expectations and soar past their own expectations. I think we've all used a prescription in the past for giving feedback, and that prescription is the feedback sandwich. You say something really positive, then you slip that negative feedback in there because it's a little easier to handle now, and then you give them more positive feedback. Well, that just really confuses people. For instance, the sandwich technique of feedback is, well, it's good because it's a long standing, somewhat of a standard, sort of respected, and maybe it's a little out of date, but it's really good. That didn't really tell you a whole lot about that feedback sandwich, it just confused us all. Well, we're going to give you a prescription for writing feedback for your students in the online world. Let's look at part one of writing your prescription. This one's easy. A greeting that uses the student's name is a great beginning. Regardless of where you place the name, always greet and make sure it's spelled correctly. The second part to writing your prescription is to use encouragement. A compliment gets students' attention and it boosts their self-esteem. Even if the assignment isn't stellar, find something in it to compliment. For example, this is a good start to your video, and then follow that up with some ideas for improvement. The third part of writing your prescription is to use evidence from the student's work. Use evidence to support students' positions by quoting a sentence or a concept in your feedback. This way, the student knows you are talking about their assignment, not the assignment in general. Here are two examples. Steffi, when you quoted that psalm, it really drove home your point. Gabby, I enjoyed your revelation. I am inclined to think data only works when applied. It made me think. We still do need to correct our students, so in part 4 of our prescription, we're going to identify the errors and we're going to offer some solutions. It's okay to pinpoint errors. We're going to call them opportunities. Students appreciate the ability to review, revise, and resubmit. These 3 R's make error reporting less painful. It's also evidence that you read your students' submissions. Use we instead of you to engage the student so they know it's a teacher-student collaboration opportunity. You need to redo this leaves the students in a lurch. However, this is teamwork is a great message. Let's review the rubric together is another example. And the last part of our prescription is to use feed forward. Let students know what's up and coming and how they can apply their new knowledge and skills. Help make future assignments something to look forward to while applying new skills. This leads to mastery, opposed to just completing the assignments with a passing grade. Let's pull all that together with an example. Hello, Carlene. Ooh, the teacher used name recognition to let the student know that this is their feedback. Your essay showed great improvement when you added evidence-based statements. The teacher noticed the improvement and offered some encouragement. I can tell you made a strong effort to cite resources too. Now the teacher is picking out some evidence from the work to make this relevant. By the time we finish all the drafts, your final paper will be a great example of your new knowledge. So some more encouragement there. I have a few suggestions that we can discuss for your next draft. Here the teacher uses evidence of some errors and offers solutions in 3 different areas. I know you can do this. A little more encouragement. Be proud of your progress and work so far. I can't wait to see the next draft. So here you're feeding forward and reminding the student that this is not the end. You still have some other work that we can use what I've given you here to improve. With this simple prescription for writing online feedback for your students, you are sure to help each child grow and succeed.